Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. And this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife.
Charlie, you didn't deserve it. May God bless your family.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
People across the country are gathering, holding memorial services and vigils to honor Charlie Kirk's memory and his message.
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. I promise I will never let your legacy die. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. Rest in the arms of our Lord as He blankets you with the words I know your heart always strives to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Oh,
Charlie, you put all this together, my man. Let's hear it.
I am just humbled by God's grace. That's all I can say. It's done. I want you to remember that we did not earn this. This is God's mercy on our country.
Powerful stuff, huh, guys? Still a little fresh. I didn't expect it as I was watching. I'm going to start with that video tonight. Got me. Oh, man. Whew. What a good man. What a great loss. And it won't go without being avenged. In a spiritual perspective, I truly believe that. Anyways, welcome tonight, guys, to the Ace Report. Oh, I'm going to say hey to you guys. Sorry. God, man, that got me more emotional than I thought it was going to be. Whew. Anyways, tonight we got some stuff to talk about. And Members Live last night, obviously, we had a good time. Got to catch you guys up on everything. Had Jimmy Kimmel was just suspended last night, so we talked a little bit about that. But tonight I want to talk about, obviously we'll catch up on the news, but how, we're already seeing it kind of, right? The reverberations of the consequences of Charlie being gone and the acceleration. I mean, Kimmel being gone, and it's just going to keep spreading. So we're going to talk about that tonight, and it's going to get better, guys. It's going to get better. Charlie's life won't be in vain. Like Erica said, you have no idea the fire you ignited. Powerful words from Erica Kirk. And exactly right. This movement, our people, this MAGA movement, this America First, get our nation back on track, not only with our Constitution, but with God. It is a fire, and it is spreading like never before. We are coming back. It's a beautiful thing. So before we get started, I'm going to shout out some people here in the Chizat. But first, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like. If you're new, hit that subscribe. I greatly appreciate supporting the channel that way. And if you want to go back and watch last night's Members Live, you can do so for free by going into the description below, clicking that link, and heading over to Patreon and get a free month of membership. No cost to you, cancel anytime, but you'll get all the members' lives before and upcoming, and access to the Discord group. So it is totally worth it. Why are you not doing it? That's the question. Why would anybody not? So let me call out some people here. Wago Waco, what's up? Numero uno tonight. Cass Sync, US1, buddy, what's up? Country Computer, Cindy Lou, Toe Cramp, Scott Volkovich, Just Mike, Vince Felice, Troy Man, the one, what it do? BN Pro, D6 Report, Stephen Cromer, hit that like. Vince, I did not see the Kim Clement video about Erica. I'll have to watch that. North Cuts, you haven't watched this speech before? Wow, it's incredible. Peter Joy, I agree, doesn't seem real. Alan Krentz, this ABC finally did the right thing. Well, they have their reasons, but yes, sometimes their selfish reasons end up in the right decision. Smith says it's time for a fun show with distraction. Well, I got mostly good news tonight. Does that count as a fun show? Well, we can go that way. Sup, Jerry D? What's going on, man? He says that the demons continue to be exposed in mass. Amen to that. Uncle Andy said, did Pierce Morgan release his interview with Don Lemon? Oh yeah, he did, dude. You know, I get crap for it because I kind of like Pierce Morgan. He is such a troll. He's kind of like the new Jerry Springer, except political. Man, his show, he just puts people on there and lets them rip each other new ones. And he loves to put on conservatives and liberals and just watch it go to hell. And it's so stinking entertaining. It's frustrating sometimes and makes you want to, kind of gets you angry sometimes because the libs will go nuts. And there's a couple of conservatives on there that I'm not truly a fan of how they communicate. But anyways, he had Don Lemon on tonight, and he made, like, Don Lemon looked like the biggest fool ever. He's just such a tool, man. That guy is just total, like, even Pierce Morgan was like, he doesn't want this interview to come out. He looks like a dick. Well, he's right. He looked terrible. So that's out tonight. Yeah, you can watch it. Pierce is, he makes me laugh, man. He makes me laugh. What's going on, Roger? Good to see you. D6 says, we seem to have moments where we align and find incredible strength only to revert to apathy. I hope this emotion commitment never ends. You know, I agree with you for the most part, but I think it's different. I really do. I think this time's different. I think people, you know, in the past, when we get our momentum and, like you said, we turn to apathy, it's because things were better overall, at least economically and stuff. So it was easier to get more comfortable. And we hadn't had anybody like we really, really knew on a major platform in a major way in our movement or anything. We hadn't had anybody die yet. But this is different. Trump's different this time. And the Charlie Kirk thing is hit hard. I mean, the way the churches are filling up right now, this last Sunday, and I'm having people reach out to me saying, like, asking me for advice on, like, which Bibles to buy. people going back to church, reconnecting with God. I mean, it's incredible. We're seeing revival break out, and that's, I got to tell you, for the most part in my life, and I've been in the church my whole life. My father was a pastor, and then I was a pastor. The number one way you get lasting change is people become Christian. They come back to Jesus. I'm just telling you, I've seen it, and it doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean everybody always stays in the church. Some leave. Some go back to their life before. But over anything else, that's the one thing that tends to change people the most, and that's one reason I think we're gonna have lasting change, because I think we're seeing the third great revival in our nation. The first great revival was right before the American Revolution, which is when we got our freedom. The second great revival, Great Awakening, was before the Civil War, which we had a spiritual awakening and then fought that war and ended slavery. And I believe the third great awakening is happening right now. And it's happening as we are building towards completely changing our country. And I'm very grateful. I don't think this time it's going to be a hot war. I think it's an information war we're in the middle of right now. So, yeah, much different. But still exciting and lasting. So, Kim Wiley, what's going on? Just Mike says, when Rush died, we lost a friend. When Charlie died, we lost a brother. Yeah, that's one way to think of it. I felt of... Rush Limbaugh was like my crazy uncle that I loved, waking up in the mornings hearing him when I was young. But the difference too is Rush died of cancer and died old. Like, he still got his life. And that's another thing that made it so different and shocking and outrageous and inspiring at the same time, the responses to it because Charlie was taken from us. That's a different thing. LMI says his church attendance was way up. I love it. So good. So good. Okay, well, let's get to it. I told you I got a lot of good news tonight. Well, let's get into it. So those who don't know, if I'm somehow like the only news you guys follow and you missed the Members Live last night, Jimmy Kimmel was basically canceled by ABC Disney last night. And it's technically just a suspension, so he could come back. I highly doubt it. That is not how these things usually work. When you're suspended indefinitely, it almost always is the end. And there's a story right now in the Hollywood Reporter, and just give you guys a glimpse of what's going on. But it says, news, Disney CEO Bob Iger and co-chair Dana Walden made the decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's show after he planned to double down and go on camera to defend his lie that MAGA voters killed Charlie Kirk rather than kowtow to the outrage. They yanked him because they thought that would fan the flames as Nexstar and Sinclair affiliates dropped him. The advertiser calls began to roll in, and the big affiliate conglomerates, Nexstar and Sinclair, threatened to preempt the show. Market reaction not tied to FCC chair Brandon Carr's action. So there it is. The story's in the Hollywood Reporter if you want to read the whole thing. But there's a lot of people out there freaking out, even on the right. Not that many, but some. Libertarians too, being like, this is anti-free speech and the government shouldn't get involved, which I agree. The government should not get involved in free speech cases for the most part. Now, the FCC has an interesting case with places like ABC because they are licensed to go on the air and use the broadcast streams. And they're supposed to actually be fair and present like a fair and balanced view of stuff. And for decades, the government's just let it go, even though that's been the law since the 1930s. So they actually can go after these networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, if they want to, if they're being too biased in their coverage of news and stuff. So there is a thing there because they're using free airwaves basically. so there is a case where the government could weigh in on this kind of stuff. But in the meantime, that's not what happened. Okay. The FCC chair made some comments on Benny Johnson's podcast the other night, and everybody's saying like, that's what did this. But no, the truth is Disney, ABC just are canning Jimmy because they have an excuse to now. And why did they need this excuse? Well, they needed this excuse because Jimmy was getting no ratings. And he was at the end of his contract. This was the last year. And just like Colbert, he was costing them millions of dollars a year. And they were losing money on him. This is horrific ratings, by the way. 18 to 49 demo was 129,000 viewers. Guys, that's nothing. He's barely getting 1/10 of a million viewers in the most important demo for advertisers. So that tells you that late night TV is dead, which also tells me that Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon are not going to be on much longer either, because there's just no way any of these people are making them money. They're crushing the networks. They're bleeding money right now, and they've been kind of going along with it for the last few years because they are propaganda shows. Late night used to be great. I mean, I love Letterman. Letterman was hilarious, he's a crazy leftist, but his show was great. And obviously Carson before that, and some people were big Leno fans. Like, there's a lot of fun late night TV back before the internet and before Obama, when propaganda became legal in our nation. But for the last 2 decades, basically, late night television has been propaganda. It's been a chance for comedians to get up and laugh and poke fun in front of big audiences, or at least there used to be big audiences, poke fun only at Republicans and give the news in their monologues only at Republicans, platform the celebrities, and they kept it going. But it's dying. And seeing Jimmy go is just sweet poetic justice, because Colbert was the worst, Jimmy was the next worst, and then I'd say Seth Meyers, and Jimmy F is the least worst. But the fact is, I mean, when you got, most shows would just be canceled outright with these kind of viewerships, but they probably were stuck in the contract, and this gave them their excuse. They were able to call them out on it. Probably broke some moral or integrity thing in the contract, and now they're using it as an excuse to shut it down. And so I'm telling you, that's why I'm 99% sure he will not be back. The only way I could see them bringing him back is if they want to do kind of like what Colbert's doing and kind of sailing off into the wind, and then kind of save some face and be like, well, we never would cancel Jimmy, and make Hollywood happy, because Hollywood is not happy about this. The actors, the Screenwriters Guild, they are freaking out. And there's all these calls for boycotting, working with Disney, which good luck with that. It's not like it's going to be hard for them to find people who want to be in the next Marvel movie, Star Wars movie, because as much as they've driven those franchises into the ground, there's still always the chance they make one good one that everybody gets excited about, it'll be off to the races. That's how powerful those franchises are. They're not going to have trouble replacing the actors. So the actors will cave, as they always do, because they're just employees, and they always think they're more powerful than they are. But, we're not going to miss this guy. And it's just sweet poetic justice as, here he is celebrating Tucker Carlson getting fired, even though these people are acting like this is their Charlie Kirk, that Jimmy Kimmel got fired. But this guy was a POS. No joke. Listen.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is.
Delightful shock. There it is. See, the cancel culture, they didn't care. When it was them, nobody was defending Tucker Carlson. Nobody was defending Roseanne getting cut from her show. Nobody defended what's her name getting cut from The Mandalorian. Nobody defended that. They celebrated. It was okay if you're right wing to get canceled and shut down and fired, but left winger gets it. Oh man, it's like the end of the world for them. They are finding out there are consequences in life, and they never ever expected it. So we're not gonna miss you. Yeah, Trump got cut off social media. I mean, they just don't care. So Jimmy will not be missed. It's sweet, sweet justice. But what's even more justice, and this is the one I'm really excited about, is well, listen to this.
Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers at NBC. Just wondering, do you have comments on those shows? And are they doing what Kimmel did Monday night? And is it even worse on those programs, in your opinion?
Well, look, you can be unfunny. That's fine. And a lot of people are sort of saying that, well, people are punishing Kimmel because they don't like a joke that he told. But, we don't need to rehash it here. But obviously what he said was not a joke. It wasn't presented at all that way. But when you look at these other TV shows, what's interesting is the FCC does have a rule called the equal opportunity rule, which means, for instance, if you're in the run-up to an election, you have one partisan elected official on, you have to give equal time, equal opportunity to the opposing partisan politician. So far, so good. But there's an exception to that rule called the bona fide news exception, which means if you are a bona fide news program, you don't have to abide by the equal opportunity rule. And over the years, the FCC has developed a body of case law on that and has suggested that most of these late night shows, other than SNL, are bona fide news programs. And potentially, I would assume you could make the argument that The View is a bona fide news show. But I'm not so sure about that. And I think it's worthwhile to have the FCC look into whether The View and some of these other programs that you have still qualify as bona fide news programs and therefore exempt from the equal opportunity regime that Congress has put in place.
Got about 30 seconds.
Let's get rid of The View, huh? That was Brandon Carr from the FCC commissioner talking about, maybe we'll look into The View. By Whoopi. And this is the thing, it's like The View is technically a news show. And so for a news show, they can actually enforce that you give 50-50 time to both sides, conservatives and Democrats. And The View is, hardly 50-50. So they could either ruin their show or force them out. There's a lot of pressure right now because ABC is there's a deal where ESPN is trying to buy the NFL network. So just saying, like, great stuff ahead. So what's up? Toe Cramp says, did Jimmy hook up with nasty Sarah Silverman? Yeah, he did. I don't know about hookup, but I don't know. But he did that podcast with her recently. Lou says, if nobody watches late night shows, why does Trump get his pains and twits? Pains and twits about what? Oh, here we go. I love it. What happens to this channel? I don't know what you're talking about. Lucid Heart says, wow, that opening video was powerful. It was incredible. It was incredible, man. Gutfeld's killing it right now, Alan. Absolutely. Lou asks, do I seem to only care about freedom of speech if it only concerns Republicans? No, I care about freedom of speech for everybody from the government. I believe there should be no laws infringing upon freedom of speech, which is what the Constitution says. But I absolutely believe there should be consequences for your speech if you're lying, mocking, ridiculing, just saying dumb stuff. There absolutely should be marketplace consequences for that, and that's what we're doing. And no, I don't give two darns, two craps anymore if a leftist gets canceled, because that's what you guys did to us for decades. So I really don't care anymore at all. And so bye Felicia, bye Jimmy, bye all late night. You guys can go rot, and I hope that you never find Jimmy Kimmel never finds good employment again. I do. I can't stand the guy. He probably will. He'll probably get a podcast or something, but he'll never have the place in the public view that he had with this late night show. So just wonderful. No, Kimmel is not married to Silverman. I know that for sure. I see the View get dismantled by the man saying F you to the women of View talking about Charlie. No. 12:30. We haven't been doing market news on here much at all for a long time. It's been a long time since you've been here then. So Destiny has now been demonetized by YouTube, and that one was very just. He was outright calling for violence against conservatives. In fact, he said on Piers Morgan, which, hundreds of thousands of people watch each Pierce video, he literally said that if you don't want Charlie Kirks to die, you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump, which is a terrorist threat. Don't do this political thing if you want to live. That's another way of interpreting his exact words. So yeah, Destiny is out there making terrible threats to people, conservatives. He's already been banned from Twitch. He got, I think he got busted off Kick, and now he's gone, at least his channel's demonetized probably on YouTube. So poetic justice, man, it's happening left and right. The left is finding out that for the very first time, there's consequences for their actions. All right. And there's a lot of people, like the people out here criticizing. I saw Ron Paul criticizing what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. And I just wanted to be like, Ron, I highly respect Ron Paul, even though he's a libertarian. So he's got some views I don't share. But I very much respect the man. I think he's a brilliant man. And I was shocked he wasn't able to parse the difference between government guaranteed free speech and marketplace free speech. There is a difference. And the fact is that in capitalism, your money determines what survives in the marketplace. That's capitalism. That is our system. And that has, what's the word I'm looking for? That's just as integral to our system as the First Amendment. You could even argue it's more integral because the Bill of Rights were amendments, whereas the regular Constitution basically set up our capitalist society. So, yes, we are a capitalist society that in the marketplace, the government's not supposed to determine what succeeds or what doesn't succeed. And so if you want to tell me that free speech means consequence-free speech, well, that's not the same thing. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what the founding fathers meant. There's always going to be consequences for speech. Our guarantee in our Constitution is that those consequences won't come directly from the government. But that's it. There's no protection of free speech from the consequences of employers or from the consequences of the marketplace. That's simply the truth. And that's how, and that's why I don't have any problem with the way things are going down right now. Now, do I have a problem? Like the way the left did it is the left would go look up things. They would go find stuff in your past and dig it up and say, look, this person's actually a monster. And they would use that to ruin people's lives and careers. They pressured the government. We know this from the Twitter files, thanks to Matt Taibbi and several others, and Elon taking over X, that we know that the government colluded with the social media companies. The government colluded with them, told them to deplatform people, to silence people on these platforms. And that's not what we're asking to do. I want all the stupid ideas out there on social media. I want Jimmy Kimmel to be able to run his mouth on social media. I just don't want him to get paid millions to lie. That's what I don't want. Now, I know it's not up to me. It's up to ABC, and somebody's probably going to pay him someday to spew lies and hate and bad jokes again. That's totally fine if that's what they want to do. But is it going to stop me from celebrating when they decide he went too far and got rid of him? Absolutely not. And it's our job to call this stuff out, and so that there's at least as many possibilities of people facing consequences as possible. So Roger says the unvaxxed heavily censored not that long ago. That's absolutely right as well. Brett says it all boils down to ratings. The show's been unprofitable for a while, but these retards on the left just don't get it. Well, it's not that they don't get it. They don't want to get it. They don't want to get it. They want to what's the word I'm looking for? They don't want to get it because they want him to be a martyr. They want to run narrative. Since when has the left cared about facts in recent memory, like at all? They just don't. They lie and they lie and they twist narratives and they take things out of context, and that's just what they do. And they only speak in ways that fit their narrative. That's how they do it. That's what they've been doing for a very long time. It's worse. They do it more now and worse now than ever. And so they might get it. They just don't care, and they'll never admit it. I find it okay. Trump within minutes started blaming on the left. What, Charlie Kirk shooting? Oh, because we all knew it was on the left, dummy. Come on, Lou. All right, I mean, you're not an idiot. The only people who would ever want to shoot Charlie Kirk are on the left. And guess what? It was proven right. And for you to say that Trump didn't know, like, he's the president of the freaking United States. He gets the best intel immediately. I'm sure before everybody else, he knew the first people report it were to him, or they report it to the FBI director, and then they report to him. But also, it wasn't a hard guess. We all knew it. As soon as Charlie got shot, I knew a leftist did it. And guess what? We were all proven right, Lou. So what the hell are you mad about? But you're going to play this stupid game just because you don't like Trump. You're like, oh. We don't have time for you guys anymore. We're so done with your lies and your whataboutisms. They're retarded, and it's like there's no respect for it anymore. You can have your stupid opinions, but they're stupid. They're actually retarded. What you literally just said, Lou, is retarded. It's a stupid thing to be upset about. And the truth is that Trump was completely proven right. And instead of you being like, man, this sucks, we gotta fix this on our side. We gotta fix what's going on the left. Instead, you're worried that Trump called it out ahead of time, was proven right. And this is the reason we don't even take you people seriously anymore. So you're welcome in my chat as long as you're not trolling. But your stupid opinions I'm going to call them stupid because that's a retarded opinion. It just is. And you're going to have to seriously consider whether you actually believe that, whether you actually believe something is idiotic, as you just said, or if you're just going to get tired of trying to make stupid points to try to score points that aren't going to go anywhere. That's what you got to ask yourself there, Lou. All right. Let's keep going. You guys want more good news? Here we go. Trump just accused Ilhan Omar of immigration fraud, setting the stage for possible revocation of her citizenship and deportation to Somalia. Trump wrote, Ilhan Omar's country of Somalia is plagued by a lack of central government control, persistent poverty, hunger, resurgent terrorism, piracy, decades of civil war, corruption, pervasive violence. 70% of the population lives in extreme poverty and widespread food insecurity. Somalia is consistently ranked among the world's most corrupt countries, including bribery, embezzlement, and dysfunctional government. All of this, and Ilhan Omar tells us how to run America. P.S. Wasn't she the one that married her brother in order to gain citizenship? He went there. I love it so much. he went there, and now the whole world gets to see it. We knew it, but that's not something that a lot of people knew. What scum we have in our country telling us what to do, how to do it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Listen, if they prove that she lied immigration status, she's bye-bye. And she's a representative in the House. We could get rid of another one of the squad. This woman is terrible. She's a toxic, awful person. She's disgusting. Like I said, she married her brother, which is revolting. And she's a liar. She's the worst of the worst. She's up there with AOC, Jamila Prayopal, Jasmine Crockett, Elizabeth Warren. She is just one of the worst. And if we can get rid of one of the worst, I mean, wonderful. And again, Trump doesn't care anymore. They killed Charlie. So now it's F around and find out. Here is this wonderful woman talking about Charlie Kirk. Listen to what she's saying in a freaking church. She's a Muslim. What is she doing in a church? Well, listen to this.
I do believe those of you who are interested in rewriting this hateful man's history are full of shit. Thank you.
Disgusting. Can you, like, first of all, look at these people. This is Minnesota, but this is just a little small church, probably Unitarian church or something, super liberal, not Bible believing kind of weirdo church. But I mean, how low do you have to bend to like be celebrating this, to invite her? And it's so pathetic. But let's get her out. Bye Felicia. Like, this is, I mean, if we go here, which I definitely hope Trump does, he's already going after like Lisa Cook at the Fed, going after the mortgage fraud. We just keep going after these people, finding all the ways we can. We can purge so many things. And he's going after the low-hanging fruit right now, because this is the stuff that's easy to prove, easy to see. I mean, you get out that story that she committed immigration fraud, married her brother. Only the left is going to defend it. Nobody on the right will. And so it'll be easy to get rid of her. Remember, we are the majority. And we're starting to act like it. And I've been waiting for this my whole life. I'm so excited. It sickens me that Charlie had to die for us to finally get to this point. But we're here. We're finally acting like the majority we are. And Trump, man, he's just going for it. Look at this man. He just doesn't care right now. Listen to this right here. This was one of the funniest things I've seen. This is hilarious. This is him talking to the press pool.
Fly safely. You know why I say that? Because I'm on the flight. I want to get home. Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
Fly safely. Why I say that? Because I'm on the flight. Otherwise, I wouldn't care. Does that look like a man who cares? He's been pushed. He's been pushed to the edge. They shot at him, and you know what? He could kind of live with that. He's like, you know what? It's my life. I choose to be here. That's what heroes do. You know, they put themselves last. It's just he's like, I'll go on. I'll still be present. I'll still, I'll kind of try to be nice. I'll get done what I need to do. I'm inspired to do so. But man, it's like me. It's like, you could target me, you could go after me, but if you went after one of my kids, it's on. And that's what happened with Charlie. Charlie's gone. Trump is done. He is done. Here he is talking about his decisions to get rid of or go after Antifa. So let me play this clip for you guys. 1 second here. Do
you believe that there is a vast terrorist movement in the United States that people need to be aware of? And is it responsible for Charlie Kirk's killing, for the attempts on your life, for these CEOs that we saw in New York City? Is there something people need to understand?
You never know, and we'll find out maybe. But in the meantime, we're going to do a big thing with respect to Antifa. It's a sick group. I mean, very, very sick group. We have a lot of things. They love burning the American flag. I think it's terrible that they burn the American flag. We're going in and we're saying it incites riots, and therefore you go to jail for 1 year if you burn the American flag. That's different than Antifa, but Antifa burns a lot of American flags. Because, as you know, the free speech got us on the American flag. The courts have ruled free speech. So we're going to go on an incitement of riots. I saw it the other day. I saw it the other day on your show. They have an American flag, and a guy starts burning it, and the people went crazy about it, and they ended up rioting all over the place. So we think that's a reason also, and we're going into the courts with that, which is incitement. Antifa causes tremendous incitement, and the things they say and the things they do are horrible. So we're going to find out.
Do you?
There it is, folks. It's go time. It is go time. I mean, going after Antifa is a big one. They're organized all over the place. They come from. I found out that you can't really label just an organization here on our soil terrorist. It's against our laws. The Constitution protects it because they're citizens, but because Antifa also has places abroad, you can label them a terrorist organization, and it opens up all of the options to go after them. And here's Bannon talking about what a big deal this is.
Charlie Kirk's not just being treated as a murder case by some cops out in Utah. It is going to be designated. We're going to have a Antifa and all of its subsets designated as a major terrorist network by the President of the United States. I think that executive order will be coming here forthwith. I know teams are already being formed. This is going to be the end of days for this crowd. You see how they're squealing right there? Well, Antifa's not really. It's totally disorganized. Yeah, okay. That's the top level of the Grundoons. You got the middle level of kind of the military and other intelligence apparatuses that train them. And then you got the base and the bottom and the most important, the operations, the media connections, the corporate connections, the foundation connections, the university connections, and wait for it, the money. And what foreign operators, what foreign countries are in back of this, the color revolution. This is going after the color revolution in the United States of America. And it's going to be full bore. Charlie Kirk's not just being treated.
Love it. Love it. Gloves are off. This is all moving fast, too. It's just been 1 week since 1 week since Kirk's gone, and already we're seeing all this. I mean, this is spreading fast as well. I mean, the Dutch Parliament just voted to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization, thanks to Trump. So it's spreading. I think Italy will probably follow suit. So if we get, I mean, Antifa's a big one, guys. That's how they fund the riots and organize the riots. That's how so much of the stuff, the political violence is held, the political movements that are fake. You know, a lot of these protests that pop up around the nation, they're not organic. They're created by this Antifa network. And yes, Antifa is not like a headquarters where you go and check in and got a list of names. No, they operate like terrorist cells. They just have a cell here and a cell there. Antifa Portland, Antifa Seattle. And they propagandize. They put out all their merchandise. They have, you know, ways. They follow suit. They you know, wear your mask, wear all black. Bricks will be put up on the sides. It's the craziest stuff, and this has been going on. Tim Pool charts it as far back as Occupy Wall Street. That's when he first started seeing him in the streets. The best source of all the Antifa stuff is Andy No. That's Andy NGO on X. He follows all the Antifa stuff. He's infiltrated them several times. And they are a huge deal. But this is going to open up. This is, I mean, Trump's going after the money of all the leftists I mean, the NGOs, Act Blue, their voting organizations, going like auditing them all. We are going to choke out the left. We are going to ruin them. And they deserve it because they've been partnering at the very best. The most generous is that they've partnered with all these evil organizations to keep their power, to try to impact our nation. And at the worst, they were fomenting them, creating them for their sake. So either way, completely guilty. And this is why after Charlie, we're done. We're no longer searching for unity as like, I mean, I got Lou Grasso in the chat again. Lou, dude, he said, he says this is only making our country more divisive because of leftist terror bullshit. Lou, you are so lost, bro. You have no idea. It is insane that you could even say such a thing. But you know what, Lou? I don't care about unity. I don't give a bleep about unity anymore. There is no such thing as unifying with the left. I don't mean moderate Democrats. I mean the far left, which is 25% of that party, but they run the party. There is no unifying. I am glad President Trump is not speaking about unity. I am glad J.D. Vance is out there directly saying we can't unify with them. We have to destroy them. And I don't mean physically, but I mean choke out all their money, take away all their ability to have influence and power in our government, speak out, call them out on everything, make sure they get fired from their jobs when they're speaking stuff. We are going to destroy the far left and make it so they have absolutely no power in this country anymore. So, Lou, you think you're over here, you're spitting your talking points, and you think you're going to get us to care. Nope. There is no unity in this country, and we don't care anymore. The left has only lied about wanting unity for years while they gaslit conservatives, canceled conservatives, censored conservatives, fired conservatives, didn't give conservatives ability to speak or teach at universities, kept conservatives from getting jobs, choked us out of the biggest places of influence like the news and in Hollywood. We have no desire to unify with the left, bro. We're going to destroy them because they are trying to destroy our country. And so, bro, you have nothing to offer here unless you can wake up and actually see what's going on here. But I don't see any of that coming from you. So I don't care. I honestly don't care. I don't care because of people like this. You know what? Hey, Lou, while you're over there crying about Trump hurting your feelings, here's a leftist outright already shouting out that
takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And here in D.C. and across the country, it is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames and or paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady yield?
No, I don't yield. I don't even have time. I can tell you.
Your time's expired.
It is expired, but Mr. Chair, but you all live here, and you're not telling people the beautiful parts that you do see in our nation's capital. And no, it's just wrong how we're doing it.
Chairman, I think it's insane that the gentlelady doesn't have an argument, but she's going to refer to me and some of my colleagues.
Mr. Donald,
we were from the Third Reich. This is insane.
You're going to look at 14, 15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane. Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms. Tlaib?
We're supposed to unify with these people, Lou? Are you freaking kidding me? No, we need to eliminate her ability to be a congressperson. We need to go after her and go after her, not physically. Of course, not physical. That's not who we are. You know what? They killed Charlie Kirk. Not one of us is out there rioting. Meanwhile, George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. and a cop made a dumb decision to sit on him with a camera on while that was happening, and the left tried to destroy several cities. I'm sorry. There's no unity. And bro, we're just getting started. So if you're scared of the no unity thing, well, you might want to go run and hide, because we're wreaking havoc. We are the majority in this country. We got Trump his win, and we haven't even known how to wield power yet. We're going to destroy the left. Not violently, at least not physically violently, but violently with our thoughts, our actions, and with every legal recourse we have within the Constitution to make sure that the left has no power anymore. And so I don't care. Call out the left at every single opportunity. I hope Trump shouts from the rooftops that Charlie Kirk was killed by a leftist. I don't care if it's divisive. I want these people to get wrecked. I am angry, and I'm channeling my anger because the left has ruined our country, or at least attempted to, and it got really, really close. And you ain't taking my country, bro. So we don't care, Lou. You're in the wrong place if you think any of us care about your stupid takes on all this matters. It's ridiculous. We're not playing those stupid games anymore. I'm not trying to reach across the aisle anymore. I'm not nice anymore. I don't care. Go just go watch another show, man. I got nothing for you here, but I hope you learned something, that we're not playing the stupid games anymore. So go talk to your lefty buddies and go cry a little puddle, but know that the right has woken up and we're not playing the games anymore. And none of your little things are going to get us. In the past, all that would have worked. You're right. We should tone it down. We need to work on unity. We should be nicer to each other. Let's try to get together. That's over. That is all over. You guys killed one of our best and brightest, and we are pissed about it. You guys tried to shoot our president. I'm sorry. And I blame the entire left, because there are those on the left who are the crazies, and they're the ones who did these things. And then the whole rest of the left is making excuses for them. Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled, just the beginning. Just the beginning. We are going to wreck shop. What'd you say, Cassink? I missed it. Welcome to the show. Brett says, love those glasses. They look like the magnifier ones used to pop ants on as a child. He wears a little face diaper in his sex profile. Love it. Okay. More winning. So the Senate wasn't getting all of his stuff confirmed. All of his nominees confirmed. They left. Remember, Trump called Thune in before the recess in August, and they still went on recess, and everybody was pissed about it. Well, it turns out they made a deal. Thune has invoked the nuclear option in the Senate, and now can now they can. Sorry, I'm a little tired tonight. Now they can confirm several nominees at once today in one vote. 51 to 47, they confirmed 48 nominees at once. So Trump has about 100 more nominees left, and I believe they're going to be confirmed in just 2 votes. This stopped the Democrats. The Democrats, with their time limits, if they had kept it at the 60-vote filibuster rule, they would have been able to stretch out the rest of Trump's nominees for another 3 to 6 months. Instead, Thune came back from the recess, invoked the nuclear option, and now, friends, Trump's going to have all of his nominees, every single one of them, in likely by the end of September. So that is a huge deal. They knocked it. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for taking care of that. D6, they killed Charlie. I'm mad because of that. I'm more mad because I know Charlie was a symbol of us, who you equally hate and would celebrate. Oh, you're talking to the guy who's gone. Yeah, goodbye. Okay. Now this is huge. So apparently the CBO, this is Chamath. If you guys listen to the All In podcast, he's on there. He's a billionaire tech bro. He announced today the CBO new scoring since the big beautiful bill. Remember they said it was going to be minus $3 trillion over the course of 10 years. Well, now that the bill's in place, the tariffs are in place, we're deregulating. Just 2 months later, the CBO is now predicting a surplus of $300 billion. That is a big, beautiful bill, friends. That's incredible. From $3 trillion deficit to $300 billion surplus. Now, the CBO sucks. They're rarely correct on this stuff, and they also are very politically motivated. It's very clear they had that $3 trillion number to try to stop the big beautiful bill from getting passed. Now that it's passed, they're being a little more fair. It's because that battle's over and Trump's cleaning house, so they're like, well, maybe we'll do real numbers. And now surplus. This should be a massive story. I can't believe this isn't everywhere. But the fact that they're calling for a surplus over the next 10 years now, guys, that honestly is, if this turns out to be true, and obviously it's 10 years, so we got a long way to go. But if Trump turns, if we start becoming a country running a surplus, guys, that's an economic miracle. And that means what Trump's doing is just incredible. So as time goes on and this starts, the economy starts correcting itself more and more over the next few years, as Trump's policies start getting implemented more and more, as more things get fixed, I'm telling you guys, we will be living in the best economy of our lives. It's just going to take a little time to get there. Did I see the 4 Republicans who did not vote for the Ilhan Omar censure? It pisses you off. It should piss you off, Brett. It pissed me off. I can't believe some Republicans defected and didn't censure Ilhan Omar. She is awful. But, there's some Republicans who they still don't get it. But hopefully we'll keep replacing them over the next couple elections. And we only got a 25 interest cut. I know, it's terrible. Forbidden Planet says, I think Kimmel and Colbert could have a good show if they focus on scrubbing toilets. You might actually tune in to watch them scrub truck stop toilets. That's hilarious. I love that. That's great. Stephen Cromer asks, will the Democrats let the government shut down? Yes, I think they will. But not for long. So there's already a lot of talk that Schumer is going to cave. So what I think is going to happen, sorry, I'm tired. What I think is going to happen is there's going to be a couple day shutdown, be very short, maybe just head into the weekend. And, but they've been saying all the right things about they're prepared to let it happen. But on the honestly, I wish they would let it shut down. The reason they won't is because the Democrats know they'll get blamed for it. And they're absolutely right about that. It's a terrible political decision for them. The problem is that the Republicans aren't taking advantage. They are just coming up with a continuing resolution that basically just keeps spending where it is right now. They're really not going to get much out of this unless something changes in the next few days. But they're really not getting something out of this when they have an opportunity to. They should go for it, get some great things out of this opportunity, force the Democrats to choose between voting yes or letting the government shut down and getting blamed for it. That's what the Republicans should do. But Congress is still spineless. And right now, Trump's so busy with the foreign policy stuff, and obviously with Charlie's death and what they're doing, going after all these organizations, including Antifa. I mean, Trump's got a lot going on right now. I think Trump doesn't have it in him to push for this fight right now, or he's got another plan. But that's the downside to the fact that Democrats are going to cave. It would be great if the Republicans were actually trying to get a real budget done and forcing the Democrats to cave on that. But that's not what we're getting. So they're going to cave, even though they're not completely happy with everything, the Democrats, but they're playing for the midterms. And so they're trying not to get people mad at them. It's stupid. Kassink says 2 more cuts by the end of the year. Yeah, the Fed has basically said they released the dot plot, and that looks like 2 more cuts coming this year. Alan says, I've been watching Trump in the UK with William, King Charles, Trump and First Lady looking sharp. Oh, yeah. And I covered this at the Members Live. And then toasted to it, which that was very strange seeing Britain toast to our national anthem like that. So pretty crazy stuff. Do I see what the Dems want by not shutting down the government? No, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Salmon fishing. Get a good night's sleep, Roger. I'm about done anyways. Okay, last thing tonight. And just a quick thing. Trump's approval is heading back up in the right direction. He's +4, highest since July 1st. That's since the big, beautiful bill was passed. You know, Trump has been so smart this term. He's keeping his approval, at least with the pollsters I think are more trustworthy, like Rasmussen. He's keeping it above 50% in his second term for the most part. He's barely dipped below. That is absolutely huge, actually. He's tracking well above Obama, Biden, Bush, and in their terms, which means that, you know, even though a lot of the country is hating on him, a lot of the country doesn't like Trump, is more anti-Trump, the fact is he's still the most popular president we've had since Reagan, which is crazy to think with all the controversy and political upheaval over him. So just it's an amazing feat he's pulling off. He spent all that political capital on the one big beautiful bill, which was not super popular because the Democrats were lying to everybody about Medicaid, and yet he keeps his strength up. So I just wanted to share that today. They want paid health care for illegals, $500 billion for oh, that's crazy. Wow. I hope the Republicans don't cave. I don't know if Trump would sign that. Yeah, US one, they're worthless, aren't they? He posted that the Senate only met 124 days so far this year, and the House only 104 days. That's crazy. Roger says Trump urinated all over King Charles. Disrespect him in some ways. That's hilarious. Urinate on him. I love it. Anyways, guys, that's basically the show for tonight. Listen, it was kind of funny. Lou came on tonight and started talking smack because in some ways he helped me get across one of the main points of what I wanted to get across tonight. It's just that we're winning and it's accelerating, and we're going to win in ways we've never won before because we are angry and focused and ready for this fight now. And you know, if you missed the beginning, go watch the tribute to Charlie Kirk. It's fantastic. It'll inspire you. It'll get you going. And we just got to remember, like, we can't play this game anymore with the left. And seeing Jimmy Kimmel gone makes me so happy. If we get The View, that'd be even better. But all these people, you know, are just going to keep falling. And it's going to be little by little, but it's like, it'll be a trickle, then it'll be all at once, and then it'll go back to a trickle. And we're just going to keep seeing this because we've just gotten started. Trump has 3.5 years left. And we just now really galvanized the base in a massive way. I mean, these next 3.5 years are going to be miserable for the left. And they're going to get more miserable after that because now, with Charlie gone, with what happened, the odds of the midterms staying in Republican hands much higher. The odds of 2028, J.D. Vance coming in much higher. I mean, the reverberations of this are so good, which means also get ready because they're going to do some crazy stuff. They know they're losing. They will get more and more desperate. And so we just got to be ready. We got to watch out and prepare because there's going to be some upheaval. But I personally think it's going to be kind of like this summer when all the riots started. We thought they might be coming, and then just it trickled out. I think that's what it's going to be like. So prepare yourselves, be excited. We're winning. Things are going well. So with that, let's end in a prayer. Thank God for where we're at and call it a night. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God bless these people. Thank you for them, Lord. Thank you for their support of the channel. God, please remind them to like and subscribe. Thank you. Shameless plug there. But Father, please pray for Trump, Lord, just in his team, for protection, for everybody. I got to say, everybody willing to speak out their minds, especially on the right, that you would protect them. I mean, protect all people. I don't want political violence either way, but it's much more directed towards the right. So I protect these people and especially those with great influence. Give them boldness, though, and help us not to fear. And God, just keep turning our nation around. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe on your way out if you don't mind. Share. And I'll see you guys in a couple nights, probably. Maybe tomorrow if much happens. So God bless. Have a great night.